Alright, so what's up everyone? Now welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be reviewing Season 5 of Black Ops Cold War and Warzone. Now we have done this for all the previous seasons with Cold War, so if you want to know what I thought of those seasons, there will be a link down in the description below to the playlist with all of the season reviews in there. Now as usual, this video will be a longer one because there is a lot to talk about with today's video, so if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video if you've enjoyed, and let me know down below what you thought of this season, because I definitely have some strong opinions. But with all out of the way, let's just get right into the multiplayer. Let's just get straight into it. Now, with the multiplayer this season, we got a good amount of stuff. So with maps, we got Echelon, Slums, Drive-In, and Zoo, which are all 6v6 maps. And we also got Showroom, which is a 2v2 and 3v3 map. For modes, we got Double Agent and Demolition. We got the brand new score streak, the Flamethrower. For weapons, we got the EM2, the Tech 9, the Marshall, the Kane, and the Psy. And finally, we had the Numbers event, which only just recently started. Now, in terms of the maps, I only have experienced Echelon, to be honest. But I know Slums very well, so I'm just going to go ahead and say Echelon is a pretty decent map. It's sort of big. It has quite a lot of areas where you can just camp and stuff. But overall, I wouldn't say it's a bad map. It's not too bad. Slums is obviously a banger of a map because it's a remake from Black Ops 2. But Drive-In and Zoo, I have no idea. Drive-In, I think, is an original map, and I haven't even seen it. And Zoo, I know, is a remake from Black Ops 1, and I know it's a fan favorite, so I'm just going to go ahead and say that Zoo is also a good map. Showroom, I mean, who really cares about 2v2? Anyway, modes, we had Double Agent and Demolition. Now, Demolition, we don't even have in the launch of games anymore, so I don't know why they keep bringing it in post-launch. It's like we capture the flag as well. And Double Agent is basically Among Us in Cold War from what I've heard, and I've also heard that it's cancer because people just shoot other people. They don't like play the game as it's intended. They just go around and shoot people like it's a standard match of TDM. So obviously, because everyone is a brain-dead moron in the COD community, you can't enjoy this mode for what it is, so it doesn't sound like fun. The score streak, the Flamethrower, is ass. It doesn't take much score to get it, but obviously because with this game's flawless creator class system, everyone just runs around with tac mask and flak jacket, and they obviously have no punishment for that. It makes the Flamethrower useless, essentially, because everyone has flak jacket, so you're going to be doing no damage to them. It's just a pointless score streak because of the way that the creator class is balanced. It's a shame as well, because the Flamethrower is a cool weapon, but it's ruined by this game's creator class system, really. Now, in terms of the weapons, we had the EM2, the Tech 9, and the Marshall. The other two are melee weapons, no one cares. The EM2 and Tech 9, I've heard, have been plaguing the game ever since they came out. They're just wildly OP. And I think Treyarch are at the point now where they just don't care. Because it's been almost 2 months, they haven't balanced them. So, I mean, they haven't been caring since the launch of the game. I mean, I remember when the LC10 first came out, Season 2, it took them like 2 seasons to actually properly balance the thing. And now it's just been outshined by the Tech 9. So, I don't know what's going on with weapon balance in that game, but I don't give a fuck anymore. The Marshalls are not as good as their predecessor, which is a shame. Or I suppose they are the predecessor, because I don't know. But anyway, the Marshall, it's a fun weapon, but I don't think it's as good. And finally, we have the Numbers event, which, like I said, recently just started. I've heard this is the worst event in Cold War. Yeah, the rewards, who really cared anyway? I mean, emblems, calling cards, and stickers, no one really cares. I do like that you unlock the new melee weapon through the challenges, though. I think that is unique, and I think that's actually a very good concept, so props to Treyarch on that one. But I've heard the stuff that affects Warzone with this event is just awful. Something to do with the broadcast stations, and it spawns like zombies and stuff. I might be wrong on that. I haven't experienced it too much. Look, to be honest, I've completely lost interest in Cold War now. I said this in my previous review of Season 4, that these seasons don't add anything new and innovative. I mean, every season since Cold War came out has done the exact same thing. They've added a good amount of maps, they've added a good amount of weapons, and they've added a score streak, a good amount of modes. It's good variety, I can't lie, because now I don't know how many maps we have in the game, but I'd imagine it's a good, healthy amount. And the same with the weapon variety. But these seasons don't add anything brand new. Like, I remember in Modern Warfare, they added Obsidian, which is the first time we've had a DLC Mastery camo. We had the Weapon Mastery challenges. We had the overall Mastery challenges. We have all these new things that, you know, give players something to go for, and they give them an objective. I'm a person who likes to grind in a Call of Duty game. I went for Dark Matter in Cold War as soon as the game came out. Basically, I got it in the first couple of months. It made Cold War fun, and I would love to do that again. But there's just no extra Mastery camo. Like, there's no Obsidian equivalent in this game, and it's really annoying because that would draw me to the game. That would make me want to play Cold War if they added a new Mastery camo, or they added something, you know what I mean? Something to go for. But every season has just been the same stuff over and over again, and I've just lost interest in it, honestly. The multiplayer is just really boring, and they're not doing anything to help its case. So yeah, it's a shame. It's a real shame. Now, I'm going to be talking a lot more in depth about Cold War's multiplayer in my Cold War review. Before Vanguard comes out, I'm going to do an overall review on Black Ops Cold War. So I'll talk more in depth about Cold War then, because we're sort of going off topic. But now we're going to move on to the zombies. I hate Outbreak, I'm not going to lie. This is the most not zombies thing that has ever come out. I think I'd rather play Exo Zombies, Extinction, Infinite Warfare Zombies, World War II Zombies over Outbreak. And it's not to say that it's a bad mode. I don't think it's great. But I think it's not zombies to me. It's not zombies. Like, zombies is a constant thing with, you know, having constant zombies. You have the round-based. Outbreak is just nothing like it. Although it's nice to see a unique approach on it, I don't see why they keep pumping content into it. We've had 2 DLC maps. 2 round-based DLC maps. We've had Firebase Z and Mauer de Toten, and we're getting 1 more in Season 6. We're going to have 4 round-based zombies maps in Cold War by the end of its life cycle. 4. We should be getting that many DLC ones. We could be getting that many at launch, but we got 1 at launch and 3 DLC. That is embarrassing. But anyway, I'm kind of just doing the overall Cold War review here. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about why I don't like Outbreak. I'm not regarding the Outbreak content here. Just no one cares. So the only stuff we got for round-based zombies this season was Death Perception and the Rampage Inducer. Now, Death Perception was an interesting pick because we have things like Double Tap, Vulture Aid, which I suppose is sort of in the game, PhD Flopper. We have a lot of OG perks that people adore that we haven't seen in the game, and they introduced this Black Ops 4 perk that no one cared about, but I must say it's actually not a bad perk in Cold War. They actually made it pretty good. The option to see zombies through walls isn't really that useful. I can't really think of a scenario where I've thought, oh, I saw that zombie through a wall, so that's good. It's just a cool bonus. But what I like about it is what they talked about when they first released it is the sort of, they wanted to increase your survivability by giving you options for bonus salvage is the main thing that I'm thinking of. I'm not sure what the other options are, but it's nice to have sort of, it's more of a passive perk, I would say. It sort of gives you more passive bonuses as opposed to like doubling your damage or increasing your reload. It's sort of like a passive bonus, which I think is great. We also obviously have room for 1 more perk with Season 6, and I have no idea what it could be, but the final thing is the Rampage Inducer. This is the best thing to come out of this game for zombies. It's so useful, and it's the sole reason why I've been going for Dark Ether this season, because what I didn't like about the whole Dark Ether thing was sort of the setup to get to like round 20 or 30 or so. You would have to spend a lot of time not really progressing things. You were just sort of getting set up, and then you would sit there and get your elims and your crit kills and that kind of stuff. But the Rampage Inducer really helps with this. I think the only way they can improve it is if they literally just threw you into round 20 or like 20,000 points, and then you just went from there. But that would be quite a bit more difficult. If you don't know how it works, essentially they put all the zombies up to like round 50 speed or something. Obviously their health is the same, the numbers are the same. It just speeds them up, and the gap in between rounds is basically eliminated as well, which it just speeds up the start of the game, which is all we need to make the Dark Ether grind a lot more bearable, because it's not as slow, which it's just amazing. I'm so glad they did this, and it's, like I said, been the sole reason I've been going for Dark Ether, is, you know, it just makes it so much quicker, and I'm just grateful for that. So yeah, there wasn't really much to zombies, but what they did add was pretty good, so I have to give them props for that. And finally, we're going to move on to Warzone. I don't think I've played Warzone this season. There are some good reasons for that, and I'll get into them later. But the new content they added this season, there's the broadcast stations, which is the map updates for Verdansk. We had the Rush Gulag. We had the 2 brand new perks, Tempered and Combat Scout. And finally, we had the modes Clash and Iron Trials 84. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say the broadcast stations, the map updates, the Rush Gulag and Clash, I have no idea about. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're bad. I just know they exist. Tempered and Combat Scout, the brand new perks, honestly, one of the best things they could have done. These perks are incredible. They increase the variety in perks, and we need more. We need more Warzone perks. I need them. They're just so useful. They're so good. I could talk about them individually. I did a video of that on that at the start of this season, if you want to go check that out. But both of these perks were incredible additions, and I want more. I want more. So, yeah, good job, Raven. Iron Trials 84, I haven't personally played, but I've heard nothing but positive praise for it. And it just sounds amazing. It's basically more RNG based. So, you know, more people are inclined to use ground loot because loadouts and everything across the board actually is a lot more expensive. And the time to kill has been heavily increased. I think your base health goes from 100 to 250. And obviously you have 150 on plates, so you have about 400 health as opposed to the standard 250, sorry. Overall, it just sounds really good. I haven't tried it personally, and that's for one good reason, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on. But yeah, overall, this mode just sounds phenomenal. Now, the final thing I want to talk about, which isn't a direct addition, but more so a change, the ground loot. What the fuck did they do to the ground loot this season? It's honestly the worst thing I've experienced in my life. This is the reason why we played Season 5 for the first week or two in Warzone and didn't touch it for the rest of the season. The ground loot is absolutely awful. It's so bad. There's so many ZRGs and M82s and sniper scoped rifles and pistols and shotguns. It's just so vile. It's awful. It's despicable. Honestly, I hate it so much. Like, there were countless times where we would land in, I'd be given a sniper rifle, and someone would get like a purple XM4 with a standard red dot. It just wasn't fun to play. It made the game so boring and so frustrating. And honestly, I want to play Warzone. I really do want to play Warzone. I've been dying to play it for like the latter half of Season 5, but every time I go to, I just realize how shit and fucking pathetic the ground loot is this season, and then I just don't want to play it. I'm hoping that the ground loot for Season 6 is infinitely better, and they can only go up from here. The only way they can make it worse is by making it exclusively snipers, which is basically what it fucking felt like, but it just made the game so... Oh my god, oh my god. I'm genuinely having an aneurysm just thinking about it. It actually makes me so angry. Like, I'm just seething with rage right now just thinking about the ground loot. But that's the sole reason I haven't played Warzone this season, because of the ground loot and how shit it was. But overall, I wouldn't say the additions were too bad, so there's that at least. And finally, there was the RAL LMG in Modern Warfare. Now, I'm not going to talk about this too much because it's literally just one gun, but this is the final thing in Modern Warfare that needed to be added, the RAL LMG, and it's not great, it's not terrible, it sort of just is pretty good. At range, I would say it's amazing. I would say this weapon was mainly built for Warzone because it's very slow, it's very clunky, but it packs a punch, I must say. For multiplayer, it wasn't that great. I did go ahead and get a Damascus. I didn't get an Obsidian like the Cyclops and CX-9 because I just didn't want to put myself through that pain, but for Warzone, it seems pretty decent, so that's all I have to say for Modern Warfare. I did a goodbye Modern Warfare video, if you want to go check that out on my channel. This is going to be the last time we talk about Modern Warfare, sort of in terms of like new content and stuff, but yeah, overall, that was it really. So that is everything to do with Season 5 in Black Ops Cold War. Now, This season, I have to say, I don't even think it was a bad season. I just don't like the games anymore. I've talked about multiplayer. It's just boring and dry and nothing new. It's just dead. Zombies, aside from going for Dark Ether, I wouldn't even touch the zombies. It's not that it's bad, it's just sort of repetitive in my opinion. And the Warzone, god, the ground loot was so bad. Oh my god, change the ground loot, please. But the thing is, I've gone through all of the content for this season, and it's not even that bad, the stuff they've added. I mean, it seems like they're starting to add less now, especially when the season 5 reloaded roadmap looks like this, when most of it is literally just bundles. Like, that's fucking embarrassing, guys. I can't lie. But I don't know. It's just the stuff they did add seemed pretty decent, but I've just fully lost interest. So instead of giving this season a score, I'm just going to say meh. That's all I need to say. Usually I do give these seasons a final score out of 10, but I just don't care anymore. I genuinely just do not care anymore about these seasons. There's nothing to bring me to them. There's nothing interesting, and I'm just waiting for Vanguard to come out. That's all this season is, and that's all the next season is going to be, is an intermission for Vanguard's release. And it's a shame, because okay, I was going to say that because I did like Cold War, but I never liked Cold War, let's be honest. So I do plan on making a Season 6 review before Vanguard does come out. I would imagine the Season 6 Reloaded update comes out before it. If not, if the Season 6 Reloaded comes out like a day before or something, we don't have all the content before Vanguard, I'll make the Season 6 review after Vanguard's release and before Season 1 of Vanguard. But I can't imagine it'll be very enthusiastic, because I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. So thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.